clean on some. Clean. I'm running clean on some. Clean. I'm running clean on some.
Come and see what all the hype is about. Tune in to The Hype 87.3.
That's right. Come and see what all the hype is about. It is your girl, TampaMystic, and we are live right here in ATL on The Hype 87.3. And look who I got checking in with us today. POPMFS. We're going to keep it like that. What's going on, family? How you doing?
Hey, baby. What's up?
It's good to see you.
Hey, it's good to see you.
Y'all, he trying to make me blush.
Hey, you know.
For real, though, it's definitely good to see you, bro. Like, you've been out here on your grind. You've been working. I got a lot that I want to dive in and talk about. But before we do that, give us a brief introduction of what you want the world to know about you.
I just want the world to understand that pop is just, I do music. I also produce. I also, like I said, I'm in production of movies. I do a lot of other stuff, clothing designer. So it's not just, hey, I'm just an artist, I rap.
You wear a lot of hats.
Yeah.
I feel like in today's era, we have to have multiple hustles. We cannot just do one thing. And you got a lot going on.
Yeah, they said 7 streams of income,
That is fact. 2025, we might need about 10, 11 of them, like I'm slick trying to figure out more ways, like it's hard out here for a pimp.
Yeah.
Definitely. Your name, what does it stand for? What does it represent for you?
POPMFS, I got the name when I was in college, you know what I'm saying? And people just felt like I had an older spirit.
Yeah.
So they was like, hey, we're going to call him Pop, They come ask for advice.
Not Unc, they was Pop.
They were, hey, one Unc, then it was Pop. I was like, hey, but 18. Yeah,
right.
Pop, man, you don't want to party, you don't want to drink, you don't want to smoke. You don't, I was just, laid back and chilling.
You had an old soul.
Yeah.
Listen, I love that, though, because I feel like growing up, I always hung out with people older than me.
Yeah, ain't nothing bad about it.
No, you get a lot of wisdom. You learn from them.
Yeah, I guess they felt like at that age, at 18, I had a lot more wisdom than an 18-year-old at that time. So
Right. So you became Pop.
Pop. So I was like, hey, whatever.
Okay, most definitely. So growing up in your city, can we mention your city or you want to leave that? Okay.
Columbus, Georgia.
So growing up in Columbus, Georgia, which I'm going to say I got a lot of love for Columbus because there was a time where I was going out there once a month doing artist showcases and they always would show up and show love, right?
Oh, yeah.
So shout out to Columbus, a lot of talent out there. Would you say that your environment of, growing up out there shaped your hustle mentality?
Yeah. I've always been like a trendsetter ever since I was young.
Yeah.
So, you can say that.
Got you. What about your approach to music? Any influence that came from your city on how you actually approach your music?
Yes and no. I don't try to make nothing that sound too local.
I got you.
I always sound like it's something different. Always, I don't really try to box myself in.
Got you. My son did his basic training in Columbus. It was Fort Benning. Now it's got a new name.
They say it's Fort Moore, then they say it's going back. I don't know. It's the Army people, basically.
Yeah, exactly. Shout out to Fort Benning, most definitely. So you've been doing this for a long time. Would you say the last decade is when you've really been taking it seriously, though?
Nah, I always took it serious. I just never was the rapper. I was more somebody behind the scenes who did a lot of CEO stuff, paperwork, financing. Until, one day I went in the studio and made my own song.
Got you.
And next thing you know, I got to perform, and I'm everywhere now.
It's on and popping. So how do you stay motivated after that many years to keep creating, to keep evolving and leveling up?
Well, you all got to think about it. One day we all going to perish.
Yes.
So I just try to create my whole life while I'm, living it. So when I do perish one day, my son or somebody can pick it up and still hear the growth of the artist, the life of my, of my whole life. So
would you say that every day you're working on your legacy?
Oh, yeah, every day.
Yeah. What is the legacy that you want to leave?
I got 2 of them. One of them I want to leave, Fly National is a real independent label that went on and do great things. Such
got the
movies.
Shirt on.
Oh, yeah, Fly National Passport T. It's coming soon. But, it's something that we can leave behind, lead our children. For me, it's just a real creative, genius type person.
Yes.
And that's really about it.
So are your kids interested in becoming that legacy? Are they at that point right now, or are you working on it?
Yeah, I only got one right now.
Oh, you just got one?
Yeah. He's only 5.
Oh, he a baby.
Yeah, but he understands that his dad makes music. He just found me on YouTube. So now
That's
he's like,
cute.
my dad is on YouTube now. I put him on the song. Actually, I was doing the song on Riding Clean. He walked in there and was like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm trying to record." He was like, he said my catchphrase, so I just end up putting it on my song.
I know that's right. That's super dope.
So I was like,
So he 5. Do you want more kids?
oh,
I ain't putting you on the spot, but I'm just.
maybe I don't know.
If it happens, it happens. If it don't, it don't.
Yeah, it's up in the air.
I feel you. Definitely. So you drop projects like Heavy Artillery.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of ironic because you in a city where, they do military training. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think people caught that one. Like I said, I remember me and my boy JG Money, we used to go to Spencer High School, and it sits right on, like, we used to live in Bunker Hill.
Oh, okay.
And it's right next to Fort Benning.
Got you.
So when they wake up, you see soldiers in the woods walking down the street. You see bombs going off. It's like, man, we live right here.
Nah, facts.
But, that's where I got the Heavy Artillery from, with the heavy art and then Heavy Artillery, because it's just, you got to know it's Columbus.
You grew up around that.
All the artillery is in Columbus.
Put up some respect on it.
Hey, the artillery is in Columbus. That's all I'm gonna tell you.
Facts. It's a beautiful military base. I was there, a few times during my son's basic training, and it's a beautiful military base.
Yeah, it's the biggest.
Columbus is a great city too, though.
Yeah, we just got to get it a little bit more bigger.
Yeah.
It's coming up. We still number 2 in Georgia though. So,
Also, Pop is the Name was another project.
Yes, Pop is the name. That's I produced on that one as well. If you look at the artwork, I'm holding my baby when he just, he was a baby then.
Yeah.
So, that was just another legacy.
Listen, that's what it's about, is creating them legacies.
Got
So
the name. Pop is the name.
So 2 different projects. How do those bodies of work represent the different stages of your music journey?
Yeah, so Heavy Artillery is more like, hey, let's grind, let's work and get this money.
Yes.
Pop is the name is like, hey, we got some money, let's have fun a little bit, little reminisce on life a little bit. But it's still like, hey, let's go get some more money.
Yeah, it shows the growth, though.
Yeah, it still show growth, though. Yeah, most definitely.
That is
Production,
hard.
all that.
So you've got, let's pop his ish real quick, 13+ million streams,
Yeah.
charting top 15 on iTunes.
Yeah, Pop is the name.
Y'all clock that.
Hey, clock that, man. Hey, that's not, you can't buy that. You can't trick that one.
What is the key to building that kind of momentum and doing it independently?
It's just like you said, you gotta be authentic to yourself. I feel like a lot of artists not really authentic. They just trying to emulate something. Me, it's me.
Yeah.
It's everything I do in my normal life and everything I do on a regular basis. So people like it. I guess.
He's unapologetically, authentically himself, as you should be. Let me ask you this. Going back to when you first started, was it always that way? And what I mean is some artists start out kind of mimicking what they see because they don't know how to navigate through this business. But then there's some who start out from day one just being 100% themselves. Which one was it for you?
Yeah, I think day one I always been myself.
Yeah.
I really, I don't listen to a lot of other music to influence my sound. So I guess that helps. But I always been myself, Song 1, 2, 3, they all still me.
But let's real quickly pay homage to another artist. Because I feel like just like I love paying homage to other people, do what I do. It's important. We got to uplift each other. What's one of the most listened to songs on one of your playlists that's not your song?
They said the most? Ooh, I'm gonna just have to name some. I can't say the most.
What's one song that you or one artist you find yourself listening to a lot that's on your playlist? Let's pay homage real quick.
I listen to UGK.
Okay.
Outkast, of course. Big Crit.
So you like some of that old school stuff?
Oh yeah. Surface. I listen to Surface a lot.
Okay.
Only
Can you sing?
Can make me happy. That right there. I listen to that a lot. You know what I'm saying? It just gets you in a good vibe and a good spirit.
100%.
Other old school, like I say, I listen to all kind of music, rock and roll, all kinds of stuff.
Okay. Are you interested in creating other genres? Like, would you do a rock and roll song or a country song?
Well, yeah, if
super popular right now.
Hey, if it pop in on my email or it come in my mind, I'm gonna do it. I just haven't got the production yet for it.
Right.
But I definitely open to do it.
So any producers out there, if you producing some dope country beats, Southern Soul is very, very popular right now. It's a feel-good sound. I'm here for it. I love it. Line dancing, all that. Tap in with your boy.
We working on that too. You know, we just working. We got different stuff.
Are we gonna see you with the cowboy hat on?
That ain't
And the boots?
That ain't. I used to be on the boots heavy, but that's not. I don't know about the cowboy hat. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, I think you would look good in a cowboy hat.
Ain't no cowboy. I mean,
You ain't gotta be one to wear one. You just represent. You know what I'm saying? It's all good.
I get maybe.
So possibly on the way, definitely. You got the opportunity to work with the late, great, legendary Rico Wade.
Yes.
What did that experience teach you musically and personally?
It taught me a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like Rico always had his hands in a lot of different things too.
Yes.
Coming up, you know, I was a kid then, but you know, I think it helped a lot because he showed me a lot on how to make music, how to structure music, how to build ideas, how to pretty much just stay creative. And, you know, I soaked a lot of that up when I worked with him.
Yeah.
So, you know.
What did you have the opportunity to like work with him on?
Actually, he produced Georgia Tech on my heavy artillery for me.
Okay.
I stole the beat off his own computer. While he was sitting right there, So I took the beat off of his computer, and he was like, "What you finna do with that?" I'm not finished with it. I said, "I'm finna go do something." Next day, I finished the, made the beat, finished the song. Me and JK Beats did it, sent it off to him. The next day, he was like, "You took my beat, redid the beat, recorded the song, and it's in my email today." I'm like, "Yeah, we was up all night."
I know that's right.
And he was like, "I love it."
You know, and it's sad and tragic that, you know, he was still fairly young, you know, lost his life. You know, he had a heart attack initially, and then people thought I just think he was just going too hard, man. Like, you know.
I mean, you know, like you said, but the legacy's there, though.
The legacy is definitely there,
So,
you know what I'm saying? Organized Noise,
Organized Noise.
the Dungeon Family,
Outkast,
responsible for your favorite rapper's favorite rapper.
TLC.
Yes.
You know, In Vogue. It's just keep going.
When I first moved here, I had the opportunity to sit down and interview him. And that's probably one of my proudest moments, was being able to interview Rico Wade. If y'all get a chance, it's on my YouTube. That interview is so informative.
Yeah.
Like, he was dropping the gems,
Man.
the jewels.
I used to talk to him on a regular basis.
Yes.
He was dropping so many gems on me. I used to get the notebook.
What was probably one of the biggest gems that you can remember or recollect that he dropped on you that you still apply today?
Oh man, I remember we did a show at the I forgot the club, but we did a show at after Outkast did the last show at Centennial.
Okay.
We did an after party, and he was like, "Look, you're gonna have to get people out their seat. You're gonna have fun. You're gonna have to turn it up." And you know, I keep that on all my shows. You know, going forward, like it gotta be memorable. People gotta want to see it. They gotta want to feel good and enjoy it. And he did the ad libs on it too on that show. It was a good moment.
That's the thing, Rico always wanted to see artists win. He actually humbly had me host a couple of his showcases, because there was a showcase that he started here in Atlanta called The Connect. This was probably back in like 2014, 2015, and had me come out and host with him. And he was, again, always supporting them artists, man. Like, he's definitely a legend, and you're absolutely missed, Rico Wade.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Wow. Tell us about Fly National. You briefly mentioned it. Like, what is the mission behind the brand, and where do you see it going?
The mission is we gotta stay flying. We gotta go to the top. You
Okay.
know? Where we see it going, like I said, we going into movie production now. We got a couple movies we working on now.
Okay.
We got a clothing line, most definitely.
Yeah.
You know, that's FNCG.
Well, this is a great time to bring that in. You know, the shirts over there. Do you mind handing them shirts real quick? Told you I'm putting you to work today.
Hey, it's no problem. Hey, so like, you know, this just dropped the Ride and Clean All Summer merch.
I love the colors on there too.
Yeah,
It's
man.
popping.
Yes, it's popping.
Popping.
Hey, I send it to my boy Dark Root. He does his thing every time.
I love it. He did a phenomenal
He
job.
really draws it up, and you know, I don't really get on to him too bad about it. I love it. That's for you, baby. So you can, you know, you keep
I just
that.
want to make sure that, because I'm gonna wear it too.
Hey, yeah.
I'm gonna look good in it too.
Hey, make sure y'all scan and go jam to the song.
I know that's right. Oh yeah, right there. It's got the scan me.
Cute code, and then he did this one as well.
That's
You know what
dope,
I'm saying?
man.
This one is on that ass song. Like I said, I told him, I said, why you got me looking over the bushes? He was like, look, man. You looking
Like
at
a
me-
creeper.
Look, he said, you looking at Miss Park. I said, that's fine, bro. I ain't even gonna
Miss
be,
Parker.
I ain't even mad.
Hey, Miss
That's what I
Parker.
told him. I said, hey. He was looking like, he said, yeah. So he did that one
Let
too.
me see it.
And then
Oh, that's funny. I see it there now. That is funny.
It's so funny. I was just like, you know what, man? It's fine. You know, if he did it artistically, hey, it is.
No, I love it.
He draw these from scratch too.
Wow.
So that's a whole nother level.
It absolutely is. Like, listen, I might be able to draw some stick figures. That's about it.
Draw everyone from scratch, like everything.
So under the clothing portion of Fly National, what do you have available? You got the shirts. Is there other stuff available as well?
Yeah, so if you go to POPMFS.com, you'll get all my official merch. Some of it is, you know, like you had a Ryan Clean on Summer shirt that just dropped today.
Okay.
You'll have like...
Thank you, too, for bringing this shirt. I appreciate it.
It's no problem. You have some of the collections that we got. Like we got a lemon pepper collection with Fly National Clothing Group. That's on Pop site. But if you want to go check out everything, you can go to flynationalllc.com and you see everything.
Everything gonna pop up.
Everything.
You mentioned also too film. What are you doing on the film side?
Oh man, film. So I actually wrote the movie, directed the movie, you know, cast the movie, do the wardrobe in the movie. Probably might have to film some of it too, you know. I do the scoring, soundtrack placement, scoring in the movie, and pretty much just, you know, pretty much the hands-on with the whole thing.
Are you going to appear in it as well? Come on now.
They be want to be the actor. So I was like, I'm not an actor. They were like, bro, you had to be in the movie. So I might appear. One day I might appear. You never know.
I feel like you need to, even if it's just for a brief moment, you got to show your face in there somewhere, you know?
Yeah.
Or at very least, have one of your own songs in the film.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. Like I said, if the song fits in the movie, it's there. You know, I'm not going to... You know, I'm not gonna play like, oh, I can't be. No, I can be. I mean, I'm the director. It's, you know.
Of course, because you are tapping into expanding into sync placements, which I think every artist should look into. And for anybody that don't know what it is, it's really getting your music into films, commercials, video games, etc.
Yeah.
That's where that residual income comes
where the
in.
money at.
Yes,
So that's where more money's at.
100%. Any advice that you could offer artists out here who are looking to get into sync placements?
Well, you just got to understand who you trying to get a song to and look at it on the real marketing side. So when you do, you know, make the music, it's making it bigger than just, you know, your regular song. It's
right.
like, okay, I'm going to market this to this water company. You know what I'm saying? So you got to make the song sound like that. It's got to be jingly. And it gotta, you know, it gotta feel good.
Right. And I don't know if this is true across the board, but with a lot of these sync placements, they want unreleased music.
Oh yeah.
They don't want something that's already released on the digital platforms. It's got to be an exclusive.
Yeah, I mean, it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Just because, like you said, it's you only can get it here. You know what I'm saying? This is not something you can just go stream on YouTube.
Right.
No, it's only in the video game. It's only in the movie. So.
Yep. I mean, some of them independent films may let it slide, but like when you start getting into like some of the big boy, you know, they're like, no, we want that exclusive.
Unless you got some of those legendary songs that they just use.
Exactly. 100%. So, you know, go music supervisors. That's who you need to tap in with because they're the ones that are getting your music in these placements. Have you landed any as of yet, or is that something that's still in the works?
I had one years ago. Actually, my first song I put out, I actually got a record deal with it.
Okay, super dope.
You know, so, you know, we didn't land a sync deal with it.
Yeah.
But when he told me how he wanted to move the song, I was like, hey, do it. I signed with him, and you know, he tried to land it, he didn't land it, so I'm gonna just take his marketing idea and I'm gonna try to land it myself.
100%. Like, we miss 100% of the shots we don't take.
Oh, I'm about to shoot.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, we may not make all of them, and that's okay. You move on, like you said, move on to the next opportunity.
Yeah.
Sports management.
Yes.
Talk to us about that. Like, you know, where does that fit into your schedule?
That's coming, man. That's coming. Like I said, it's Fly National Sports Management. I got my nephew, Big Bryce Patrick. He's number 1 12-year-old. Well, he was 11 last year. Well, he was 12, but he played 11. But he's the number 1 11-year-old in the nation.
Wow.
And, you know, he's going to 12 now. So
that's amazing.
I guess he'll be my first project.
That's dope.
Big Bryce.
He gonna help blow you up.
hey, that works. You know, we just put 2 and 2 together.
Right, y'all help each other blow up.
Hey, it worked.
That is dope. So is that something that's also gonna fall under under the Fly National brand?
Yeah. It sounds about right. Like I said, I play football myself. My brother played football. So, you know, JG Manor right here played baseball.
Okay.
So we all...
He looks like a baseball player.
That boy, sweet feet. Sweet feet.
Is that what it is?
Hey, sweet feet. So,
that's dope.
So like you said, you know, we all played, but, you know, I don't think we took it as serious as it could have been. besides my brother, he went to play in the SEC.
Okay.
You know, so I stopped playing because it was just like, oh,
Understood.
tired of doing it. You know?
But I feel like it's every young man should have an experience, you know, with playing sports, because I started my son playing baseball in elementary school, and then he played football, he ran track, he wrestled, he did mixed martial arts. Like
I do it all.
It teaches you discipline, teaches you how to be a team player.
Teach you how to win.
Teach you how to win and not be a sore loser. If you
teach you how to win in life. It's
right.
more than winning games and stuff like that. It's teach you how to win in life. Like I also I coach soccer.
Okay.
So I coach my son team.
So that young age bracket?
Yeah, I coach 6U right now.
Okay.
But you know, we win. You know, I'm gonna just leave it at that. We win.
I know that's right. Pop your ish.
Hey, you know my little boy. You know he cutting up. You know, I remember one game we was coaching. He had 15 goals in soccer.
Wow.
I had to bench him, and he was mad. I'm like, man, you got too many points. He had fell out crying with a grandma had. I gotta, you know.
Got to give some of the other kids a chance.
Yeah, I'm like, bro, you got all the points. You know? So you know, yeah. So I can see sports management in the future.
That's
like
dope.
I said, because like I said, it's still the same type of business. You just have an artist.
Understood.
I mean, you have an athlete now.
Right.
So, same thing.
Community work as well.
Oh yeah.
You know, where does that fall into play, and what type of community work are you doing or looking to do?
Yeah, so we always had community work where we give back to less fortunate children.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna start going public with it because I always help children in the church, stuff like that. But I never tried to broadcast I helped them.
Yeah.
But you know, so now, now we got Fly Kids, and that's gonna be another branch of, like I said, community service, looking for sponsors to help us put out some events, back to school giveaways, Christmas, coat drive, bike, whatever we come up with.
Do you have a nonprofit?
No, I don't have that yet.
But it's in the works, though.
Yeah, it's in the work.
Got you.
501c, it's in the work.
Exactly, absolutely. So going back to the sports management, let's talk long term. And maybe you can or can't answer this yet because it's still the early stages. Are you wanting to stay working with the young talent, or would you want to go working with the pros, or a little bit of both?
It could be both. Like I said, I think it's better if you start with them young.
Right.
Because, like I said, you can develop what you're trying to sell a little bit better versus just getting an older person who, it's a little different.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Then they, when they're younger, they respect you a little different versus just getting an adult. Just come like, I can't manage LeBron right now. How am I manage LeBron?
He's set in his ways.
Like I said, how you manage LeBron? You can't, it's kind of hard to do that coming out the gate.
Makes sense.
I'd rather, it could be both though.
100%. So community development for the kids, because you said they're called Fly Kids, right?
Fly Kids.
Why is that so important to you?
I mean, it's because, I don't think a lot of people really place emphasis on how kids feel not popular and not, like getting bullied.
Yeah.
Because, if we was all kids, but we got bullied because we didn't have shoes or we didn't have clothes. We didn't have some of the stuff you can see.
Right.
It really wasn't about, the brain or the smarts. It's mostly, like you said, you ain't got the new Jordans on, so we bullying you. So,
yeah,
we're going to come in with Fly Kids and change that up a little bit.
I love that. That's dope, man, because I feel like every kid deserves a fair chance because some of these kids are mean.
Hey, they only do what they see.
When someone presses play on your music for the first time, what do you hope they walk away with after hearing it?
I hope they smile and say, I like it, and just play it again. Or find another track, play another one.
Okay.
So
definitely, and you're giving them a variety of stuff, and you're working on expanding that as well.
Yeah, most definitely.
Definitely, 100%. What's one major goal that you haven't hit yet that you're really working on locking in and achieving?
I remember I was working with Rico Wade, like we talked about earlier. Seeing a gold plaque, seeing a platinum plaque, seeing a diamond plaque. I want, a Grammy. Yeah. I'm like, hey, one day I want one of those.
Absolutely.
Or a few.
No, that's right. He ain't opposed to having a few of them.
Yeah, a few, 2, 3 side pieces, whatever. But,
so being that you've done so much already, at this point in your career, and I'm talking about you in particular, what does success look like for Pop?
Success is just waking up, having the freedom. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of people mix success up with money. And it's like, they can and they can't go together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can have somebody you can give $1,000 to, $1 million to. That don't mean they're successful. Like, what did you do to be successful?
Yeah.
So I feel like, one day I just, we just see,
Understood. Are you looking at doing any kind of like upcoming promo tours or anything like that? Is that something that's in the works for you?
I don't know. You know, we got to talk it over with the board and just see, you know, if it's, I ain't gonna say if it's beneficial, but if it's in our finances.
No, that makes sense. So what would you say right now, if you could describe your perfect rollout plan, we'll say for a new single, and money was not an object?
Oh, man.
What would be some of the things that you would do to roll out a brand new single? Money is not an object.
I can't give all the options away like that.
You give us a few. You can, you know.
I can't give you all.
You can't gatekeep. Give us like three things that you would do.
I know if I was at a certain level where I had money, marketing wouldn't be an issue. Of course, like you said, no money's not an option. You'll see me everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, all my shows, I wouldn't do no clubs.
Okay.
All my shows had to be at stadiums.
Got you.
Open stadiums.
Yes.
Just so when I say bringing them jets, you can see these two F-15 Raptors or Hornets or whatever flying over the...
Like how Mercedes-Benz opens up.
Yeah, but you had to see these jets and hear these jets flying over the stadium. And I'm pretty sure that's kind of high.
That's that heavy artillery.
Yeah, now if they can drop me off and on the parachute, man, that'd be fine too. You know what I'm saying? Drop me off in a little green smoke, you know. You know, just branding all the way around.
I know that's right.
Put a little FN on the jet come through, you know.
Nah, facts. It's the Fly National Airline.
Yeah. Oh, that's we talked about that too.
That's dope.
That's long term goal.
No, facts. Listen, we have to manifest that stuff.
You got to dream big. You know?
Yes, in order to achieve it. What would be one other thing that you feel like would be an important part of a rollout campaign?
It's so many. It's like just a lot of them. It's like you got your influencer campaign, you got your merch campaign, you got your social content campaign. You got, you know what I'm saying, so many of them. You got the tour campaign you could do.
Yeah.
So it's just so many of them. You just got to work with whatever works best with that song.
Got you. If social media didn't exist and you never made a dime off your music, would you still do it?
Of course. I'm still telling my life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, when I started, we weren't making no money.
Yeah.
So it was like, hey, I'm still telling my life. You know, so I ain't never looked at it like I wanted to do it for no money. And I think that's what drives me on keep producing and keep being creative. Because the art in being creative lasts forever.
Right.
If you think about it.
You're looking to make timeless music.
Yeah. You know, some of it could be timeless, some of it could be trendy, but, you know, like I said, eventually it's still a legacy left with that music.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? It never will go away.
Which one of your songs that you put out do you feel like didn't get its just due?
I think I would say Dead Ass.
Why do you feel like that one didn't get the attention that it should have?
I think we was in a weird place in the I'm gonna say Dead Ass just because, like I said, we was in a weird place in the world.
Yeah.
And it was like we coming out of COVID, people not really want to come back outside like that.
Makes sense.
So it was like, do we want to promote it like this? Like we can't go to strip clubs, so where are they? You know what I'm saying? Like
Right,
it was just and then eventually I was just like, you know, that's not even, you know. It's like, we'll just bypass it.
So you don't think you'd ever do a re-release on it?
Yeah, you know, like I said, with social media, you can put a song out, you know, they can go find their old song, and, you know, it's old to us, but it's new to them, and it's still a new song.
I feel like with social media, we need to recycle our content.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
Because you're constantly getting new followers. Mm-hmm. So something you did 2-3 years ago, your new followers may not know nothing about that.
Yeah.
That's something I actually started doing recently is I started grabbing clips from some of my old interviews and posting them. And they're slick getting
them.
Yes, because people didn't see them before.
Yeah, so that's why, like, I remember when I first started, you know, the social media was like in its early days.
Right.
So it wasn't like you had to post.
Correct.
People really weren't on social media.
Right.
I remember posting stuff, I got 1-2 likes
yes.
back then. But now, you know, to sum it all up, we're working on a documentary that takes all those old clips and put them in the documentary.
I love it. Listen,
you can watch all of it right now.
we are in the era where we literally have to document everything.
Yeah, you got to.
Because everybody's got one of these with them.
2-3 of them.
At 2-3 of them at any given time. So it's like you have to document everything that you do. What do you feel like is something that you could work on a little bit more that maybe you're still kind of like struggling with a little bit as an artist?
Oh, just pushing out more content.
Yeah.
Because I look at something and say, I don't really like it because of this, that, this. You know, JG Money will be like, hey, we putting it out. All right, man. I don't really like it. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, you try to be more particular about what you put out there. But now it's like, oh, all right, just put it out there.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be so critiquing of what I put out as much as I used to.
Because we can't please everybody.
Everybody's not gonna be happy, so it is what it is.
It is what it is.
You know, like, hey, it's what it is.
Either they like it or they don't. Get on board, get left behind.
Go watch something else then. Watch another video. Like I said, just keep going.
Right. If you don't like what I got going on, that's a you problem.
Yeah, that's you.
That's a you problem. That ain't my concern.
You better catch up.
For real. What does your creative process when it comes to music look like? Are you a writer?
Oh yeah, songwriter, ASCAP, of course.
But do you physically sit down and write though?
Some songs. Some of my freestyle.
Okay.
You know, I just go in and just freestyle whatever I thinking about that day, or some of them I do right. So we go both ways.
Got you. What's the most personal song that you ever wrote?
Personal. Devil Don't Take Me.
That sounds personal.
Or Toast of My Haters.
That sounds personal too.
Or Not My Partner. Because, you know, that's
You've been through some ish, man.
Hey, you got to document it. Hey.
But that's the best place to put it through your music.
Mm-hmm.
When you write songs like that, where are you typically at in your head? Like, where are you at mentally?
It depends on the song, but I know when Devil Don't Take Me, I wrote that song. It was on Papa's name. I really was just looking at it like, wow, I got this newborn baby at that time. And I'm like, wow, I just hope he don't, you know, my time don't expire before I can teach him some stuff. And, you know, he can grow, you know, learn a little bit with his dad a little bit. So,
absolutely. When you become a parent, it instantly becomes bigger than you.
Yeah.
And we always want our kids to do better than us. Yeah. That's what'd you say fatherhood has? How has it changed your life like that? Like,
just busy. More busy now. You gotta pretty much you gotta balance your time out now. You can't just can't go to the studio 4 hours a day, 8 hours a day. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that no more. So you just gotta be more efficient, really.
Yes.
You know, like right now, he's at daycare.
Work-life balance.
He's at daycare. Guess what? I gotta get in, get out.
No, facts. Exactly.
So it's just like you said, just more time management, better time management.
Yeah, makes perfect sense. And also, too, probably being more proactive, thinking about your moves before you make them as well. You know, because you want to be there for that little guy.
Yeah.
That's your pride and joy right there.
Yeah, he's my little partner there.
So with you doing this so long professionally, what was one mistake you made early on that others can learn from?
Not really understanding how budgeting work. Just thought, you know, like I saw my first record deal, it was a small deal, it was on $25K. But, you know, thinking that back in 2000, what, like 12?
Yeah.
$25K was a lot of money.
It was.
2012.
I mean, shoot, today is still kind of a lot of money.
Yeah,
slick.
but you can spend $25K on the watch today.
No, that's
you
facts.
can spend it back then, but you know what I'm saying? Now it's like, you know, knowing how to work budgets, how to operate your budgets a lot better, and how to allocate the budget better.
Makes sense.
I didn't really understand that part. Rico helped me with that too. So
shout out to Rico again. Absolutely. If y'all get $25K, don't go spend it on a watch.
Please don't.
In fact, don't buy any jewelry with it unless it's like $200 something.
Don't buy no jewelry.
Invest it in your career.
Or go invest in the business.
Go buy some land or buy
a stock or something.
Yeah.
You know, go invest in the robots or something. You know, do something.
AI, you know.
Yeah, something.
Something that will generate extra income for you. You know, but a lot of people don't think about that. They just, because let's be honest, if you're a full-time entrepreneur, it doesn't come with a retirement plan.
No.
We have to find ways to develop our own retirement plan. You work for a big corporation, they got 401ks. That don't happen in retirement. There are people who's been entrepreneurs their entire life and have never stashed any money away. And I'm like, how are you ever going to retire?
Well, like I said, if you build a brand right, you know, the brand is your retirement plan, technically.
But I'm saying there's some people, but what if they're not drawing? There are some people who are only drawing enough money in to pay their bills right now in the moment. Let's be honest.
Okay, but the brand still is the brand.
Yeah, but how is that going to help you retire if it's not bringing money and other? You know what I'm saying? Like, let's be honest.
Hey, maybe you gotta soup up the brand to do something. You gotta learn how to use it. You gotta use it somewhere.
I say all that to say this: if you young and you aspiring as an artist and you got a 9-to-5, don't quit your job.
Not yet.
Not yet. Eventually, you know, you can walk away from it, but don't do it at a young
you
age.
Still gotta make enough money to pay the bills and have a little something on the side.
That's facts.
And then a little something stashed away, and then you know. You might can quit, maybe.
Absolutely. So let's talk about this record. It's called Riding Clean.
Oh, yeah.
You said your son happens to be featured on it.
Yeah,
kind of by default. It wasn't planned that way.
Yeah, he just walked in and did it. I was like, doing, man? So I was just like, you know what, just keep it.
Yeah,
You're not gonna delete his little, his little sound bite.
Of
So
course.
I just put it in there.
Prior to his soundbite becoming a part of the song, what was the direction you were going with it?
I bought a car back when I was in high school. I bought a Nova. Never knew what it was, never seen it before. So when I seen it, my dad showed it to me, and I was like, well, it's cheap. We're gonna do a father-son project. So I, bought the car. 20 years, 30 years, not 30, but, like years later, years later, I was like, hey, I'm going to take the money, fix the car up. I want to ride clean on something. And that's the same car that's on the artwork. I have that. That's one of my cars.
It's a classic.
Yeah, 71 Nova.
It is a classic. Does it have a bench seat in the back?
In the front.
In the front?
He got the one in the front, in the back. I said, I love it.
Y'all youngers don't know about the bench seats.
You know about the bench seat, boy. The bench, baby.
Nah, facts. That is dope, man. Like, to me, something like that is almost priceless because it's hard to find one now.
Yeah, and then, like I said, it got a lot of sentimental value because it's me and my dad built it. So
you've done a lot of restoration to it over the years.
Oh yeah, it's done now.
That's hard.
I guess. You might do something else. You know how it go.
Do you ever put it in car shows or anything like that, or have you thought about it?
I take it to car shows, but I never enter it in the car show because I never wanted to build a show car.
I got you.
But people always like, man, it's a nice car. You need to use it. And I'm like, all right.
You riding clean.
I said, I'm just riding clean.
I know that's right.
All summer.
Who produced the record for you?
Electric Beats.
Okay.
Electric Productions out of Cali.
Got you.
Yeah. So.
Is this your first record with them?
Yes. That's my first release record with them.
I got you.
I got some other songs I did with them as well. I think I got 3, 4.
And is there official video for Riding Clean?
No, not yet. Not yet. We working on all the content. We still pushing out new content. We haven't did the video yet. Music videos kind of dying a little bit now. So we're gonna see, people like it more. We'll go do a video.
Right. I feel like short form content is what's popular now. Like,
because everybody's on the go. You very rarely got 3-4 minutes to watch a video. 30 seconds. I can watch 30 seconds.
Right. So if you film an entire music video, only post a 20-second clip because one music video could become several pieces of content for you.
Yeah, like one music video can be easily 20 pieces of content.
Easily, 100%. And then, a lot of people, the mic drop performances are very popular now. And hell, you could even do those on your own. If you got a videographer, you guys could pick a dope location and do it yourself.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, it's easier for us to do that than set up a whole music video budget friendly wise.
Right. Makes sense. Anything else? Like, you got movies, sports management, clothing, Fly National, anything else coming down the pipeline that we have not talked about that the people need to be put on game with?
Besides Fly National Airlines, that's about it. That's later down the line.
You gonna have private jets?
Hey, we'll see what happens later down the line. Sound about right to me.
I know that's right. Absolutely, flying in luxury.
Sports teams,
Right. There you go. When they gotta go an away game or something.
Yeah, we got a sports. We just released a sports jersey. Actually, it's on pre-order right now on the website. It's a baseball jersey.
Oh, that's dope.
So, one day you might have a minor league team like the, Savannah Bananas, whatever.
You never know. Listen, I feel like we can do anything and everything as long as we dedicate and put our, efforts and our time and our hustle into it.
Oh, yeah.
We can do anything we want. So Riding Clean is available now on all digital platforms.
Yes.
We have it here in rotation. We're about to check it out. Before we get into that, anybody that wants to follow you, your brand, where can they follow you on your socials?
Just at POPMFS, or you go to POPMFS.com. That's about it.
I know that's right. Who do you want to give thanks to that's been supporting you through your journey?
Man, everybody. There's so many people. I don't think we got enough time for it. Everybody who can help and just help anywhere. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate them.
Any last tips, advice, gems, words of wisdom that you want to leave with everybody before we check out the record?
No, just when you ride good, you feel good.
That's
about
right.
it.
Riding clean.
Gotta ride clean.
Right. Let's get into it. Let's ride clean together. Go ahead and introduce it for us.
Yeah, this POPMFS, you on Hype 87.3. Check out my new song, Riding Clean All Summer.
Hey, y'all stay tuned for it.
You're locked in with Atlanta's hottest hip-hop station. The Hype 87.3.
Bring in my jet.
clean on some. Clean. I'm clean on some.